A little while ago, I made a computer specifically for Sea of Thieves. I pulled everything out of that case and put it into my Leanly Q58 because I want something a little more smaller that can fit behind my monitor right here. With that said, as you can tell by the title of the video, this current computer is having issues. I'll zoom in on the issue. That is the issue if the camera will gladly autofocus where it's clearly not. There it is. That's right. It's powered by an AMD CPU. I need to resolve this issue because AMD is an incompetent asshole of a manufacturer. I'm going to be putting an Intel system inside it, an i5-10400, 32 gigs of RAM clocked at 3600 megahertz, and of course the RTX 2080 Super that I mentioned earlier in the previous upload. And what is the problem I'm currently experiencing? Well, from time to time, the screen will go black for like 5 or so seconds. It doesn't matter if I'm playing Sea of Thieves or playing the intro video for Sea of Thieves that I forgot to disable in the settings. Yes, the screen will go black when it's playing an MP4 file. Fucking AMD, you worthless pile of shit. No wonder your stuff is always cheaper, it's always garbage. And I'm going to fix that because I have the parts on hand. Also, the Leanly Q58 also has a USB-C port in the front, and I want to be able to use that, and the motherboard I currently have doesn't have the actual port, unlike the Intel one here does. With that said, I do plan on eventually upgrading this thing to an 11th gen because as it currently stands right now for storage, or at least SSD storage, I can only use the M.2 on the back, while I want to use both M.2s. There's one right here and obviously the one in the back. And to be able to use this one, I gotta have an 11th gen processor in this thing, and I'll eventually do that, but for the time being, I'll just run it with a 10th gen and it'll be more than adequate. Alright, got everything put back together. I'm now running the old New Dawn tech demo again to properly stress test everything, generally the GPU, since that's what the issue was, or the issue I was encountering. So, as it stands right now, I haven't had any black screens or anything like that, and this NVIDIA tech demo here is far more demanding than Sea of Thieves ever is. And for some reason or another, I'm having a very weird frame rate dip. I've never seen it go down to 30. It was actually running completely fine. Whatever. Well, there's a reason why I'm stress testing these things, and apparently right now I'm having some weird issue. Alright, I'm back at the loop where I started having that weird dip in frame rate. And as you can see, this time around, it's working completely fine. I have no idea what that was about, so I'm just going to chalk it up to NVIDIA being NVIDIA. Temps and whatnot are completely fine. So there is a reason why I'm running these tech demos, or at least this one. Even though it's an old one, it still is a fairly stressing demo, even to this day. So I'm just going to let this demo run for an indefinite amount of time. I'll monitor it and whatnot, and we'll just see what happens. With that said, I still have yet to encounter another black screen like I was with the AMD CPU motherboard combo I had in here initially, so we're already off to a good start. Quick update, the New Dawn demo crashed on me. Initially I thought the computer itself blue screened, but in Event Viewer it doesn't show any blue screen event. So I'm guessing that weird frame rate drop that you saw caused something to happen to where eventually the demo crashed. So I relaunched it again. I also restarted the computer, and we'll just see what happens this time. I doubt it'll crash again because I'm just going to say it's just a weird fluke in Windows, but gotta let it run again because I am stress testing everything. So I'll just come back a little later on. Alright, I'm about to go to bed, and the New Dawn demo crashed again. I've never experienced this before. Like I said previously, it's not blue screening, it's just crashing the demo. I think there might be something wrong with the 2080 Super. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap it out for my 3070, and we're going to see what that does. But first, I'm going to go to bed. Alright, GPU's installed, Windows 10 has been reinstalled, all the drivers are installed, And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let the new Dawn demo sit and run for a while. If it doesn't crash like it did with the 2080 Super, we're going to be good to go. Alright, since it survived on my 1080p monitor out in the kitchen, why not see if it can handle 4K and see what happens. So I'll let this sit and run for an indefinite amount of time, and if it doesn't crash here at 4K, then I'll put it back up behind my monitor and get Sea of Thieves fully set up on this thing. But for right now, I need to properly stress test this thing, and one way to do that is obviously to run this old NVIDIA tech demo. Well, it's almost 7 a.m. I'm going to bed. It's been a significant amount of time for the new Dawn demo to run. It's been running completely fine. I haven't had a single black screen. It hasn't crashed once. I haven't had a blue screen. So, I don't know why the 2080 Super was acting up the way it was, but I now have a fully stable working system for the Sea of the Thieves, and now all I need to do is get Sea of the Thieves installed onto the computer and get it set back up on behind my monitor so I can actually play Sea of the Thieves. I'm going to do that a little later today when I wake up because Sea of the Thieves doesn't require much to get set up. Alright, some time has passed. I finally reset the computer back up, and generally speaking, it's been very nice, very stable. I haven't had any black screens, no blue screens, no crashing, no nothing. It just works. So with that said, I just got done reselling another chest of fortune, yay. And now I'm off to do a base game Skelly Fort. With that also said, as you can see, I have a crosshair on my monitor. This crosshair is actually built in to my monitor. As you can see with my Samsung, whatever LG Samsung monitor here, virtual aim point, I hit a rock, and I can turn it off, or I can turn it on. Well, I gotta start somewhere.